is Rebecca Schissel-Marshall with Whole Body Upgrade, a podcast to help you get unstuck, feel better, and have more energy. Let's get started. Welcome to episode 66 of the Whole Body Upgrade podcast. I want to begin by welcoming in the directions. I welcome in the great direction of the east, the fiery direction of the south, the moving water energy direction of the west, and the stable earth energy of the north. I welcome in all of the loving, compassionate guides and the ancestors who have lived well and died well. And I ask that whatever needs to be said, and whatever needs to be heard, be heard. And I acknowledge that I'm on the land of the Creek in the Cherokee in what is now known as Athens, Georgia. Hello, my friends. Hello, hello. This week that I'm recording, this is my birthday week. Yay! So I am planning all sorts of good stuff for myself. I absolutely love creating my own wonderful birthday experience. I know just what I want and I know how to do it. So I create that instead of waiting for someone else. I started off this weekend buying myself some beautiful yellow flowers. It's fall, turning fall, so there are these gorgeous mums. And I guess that's not very different. I buy myself flowers just about every week when I go grocery shopping. I always buy whatever is calling to me in the store. And I also have for this week lots of plans for time in the woods. I'm going to spend time in the woods. I went there today. I am definitely going to be spending a lot of Wednesday's my actual birthday, so I'm actually going to be spending a lot of time there. And I have my favorite foods planned, and I have energy work planned for myself. And I even bought this weekend a group training program of a different kind of energy healing, and that's one of the things I just love to do. All of that to celebrate me, to celebrate my birthday. And I'm just going into that full celebration mode. And I just want to note, for those of you that are listening, that celebration doesn't have to mean eating a bunch of crap and feeling like crap later. That's not how I celebrate. I choose not to do that because I don't like feeling like crap. So over the years, I have found foods and treats and things that I love that are enjoyable and nourishing for me. Yes, there are certain things that I have special treats and that there's this amazing, they call it a brownie, but it's like a raw, oh my gosh, it is so good. It's like this chocolate. It doesn't taste like a brownie. It tastes like heaven. I have to tell you, this chocolate brownie. Anyway, it's amazing, and it's got all natural food in it, like walnuts and hemp seeds and dates and chocolate and coconut oil, and it's delicious, and I love it, and that's one of the things that I will eat. I don't eat that kind of stuff every day, and it doesn't leave me feeling horrible the next day. It doesn't give me headaches. It doesn't cause chronic pain in my body or irritability, right? Those things that I love that nourish me, those are the magical things I bring into my life. So speaking of magic, that's what I wanted to talk about this week is magic. Magic, a very specific kind of magic. This, it's kind of funny, has to do with my refrigerator, which you wouldn't normally think of refrigerator and magic, but let me tell you this story. The magic that I experienced this weekend has to do with our refrigerator, which sounds a little crazy. It sounds magical already, doesn't it? It was magical. It was very magical. So it starts off not very magical, though. There's this small drip, this leak that's been happening with our refrigerator. Just a little tiny, pancake-sized puddle in the base of our refrigerator part, not the freezer, but the refrigerator part, and on the floor. And obviously we knew something wasn't right. Refrigerators don't usually leak like that. Everything was still functioning. Food is cold, refrigerator's cold, freezer's working, all good. But we knew that it's obviously not normal to have this small puddle of water on the floor every day when you wake up. So each day I would come out and I would see it and I would be like, drat, there it is again. It didn't just magically go away. I have to put a towel on the floor, right? And it would sop up the water and then it would be good. And then the next morning there would be another leak. And this is happening, right, for weeks. I can't even tell you how long it's been going on. It didn't take much time, right, to just put a towel down. Not a big deal. But it also clearly didn't fix the problem. It wasn't going away on its own. It was just the surface level, fixing the symptom and not the problem. So after weeks of this, this weekend, my husband and I finally looked at each other and it was kind of like, okay, we got to do something. We knew it was now, right? He's out of town the next weekend. There was just stuff going on and clearly we weren't taking the time to do anything. And I just kind of said, we either have to hire someone or we have to do something about it. So we Googled, we YouTubed, and we found a potential problem and a potential fix that looked like we could do something with instead of hiring someone and waiting and doing all that sort of stuff. So we proceeded to take everything out of the fridge and put it on the kitchen counter. We had to clear off this kitchen counter, put everything. There's so much can fit in the fridge. And while he took apart this back panel on the fridge, I went through everything. I threw out anything that had been in there for too long or that we haven't used in a while, even if it said its expiration date was okay. And I started cleaning each drawer, each shelf, each bin that we had, took everything out, cleaned it all. We did all of this work, right? We ended up having to get like this blow dryer on the back of the fridge to defreeze the condenser thingy or something. Hopefully, according to YouTube, that will fix it. But what happened was this magic, right? At the end of the day, at the end of the time, we didn't even spend the whole day doing this. It was a couple of hours. There was magic in the moment. The little leak has stopped for now. This morning I woke up, no leak. And the inside of the fridge looks amazing. It looks amazing. Like I didn't even know it didn't look good until now. It looks good. I noticed as I opened the fridge last night, as I was cooking dinner and this morning, that I felt more calm. I even felt a little more organized because when we put the food in and we'd taken out the stuff that we didn't want, there was more room, right? We'd gotten rid of the stuff that we didn't need. So there was more room. Everything looks just so amazing. I even felt like I had more energy for myself just because the fridge was cleaned. It's kind of like by cleaning the fridge, my own life got a little reboot, right? This is all because of the refrigerator. It's magical. And I felt this way before. I know that when I reorganize a room or when I clean up or pick up things, right? My body can kind of relax a little more. And so I started thinking this morning, as I was thinking about it, I was like, wow, that fridge, like it's just making such a difference in my life. And I started thinking about, well, this is exactly how it works in life, right? This is exactly how life works in general. My experience has been that when something little, seems little, right? It needs attention. But it's little, so we ignore it over and over again for a variety of reasons, right? It could be that you have a little bit of pain, right? Or maybe an occasional difficulty sleeping. Or it could be something that's bothering you in a relationship, the way somebody does something or something they say or something they're not doing. Maybe you notice that you aren't asking for what you need and you think you'll get to it later. Or maybe you know you need to take some time off or work differently instead of working yourself into exhaustion. You might have even heard yourself say, I don't have time. I'll deal with this later, or maybe later, or I'll get to it after this big project is due. I know those thoughts. It's this little brain, right? It's so tricky. It wants to tell you all of the reasons why you shouldn't take care of those things, those little things. And I have them too, right? Case in point, the refrigerator. Oh, there's the leak. Oh, I should do something about that, right? And then I put the towel down. So here's the reality though. Here's what I have experienced over and over again. I still forget, but here's what I've noticed. Those little things, those little annoyances are actually big energy sucks. And we don't know the benefit of it. We aren't going to know the benefit on the other side. We don't know how big of an energy suck it is until we take that time and we pay attention to it and we do something, right? The 1 minute each morning it took me to put a towel down and the thoughts I should do something about it were taking up my mind and my energy. Over the weeks, all that energy is just like that slow leak on the floor every morning at the fridge, right? Not a big deal on one day, but it does add up. It adds up to a huge puddle, to a huge energy leak over time. Your life is like that too. Your life is like that too. That annoying pain in your back, the stress that you put up with weekly at work, the tiredness that is always there, but it's not that bad. Or I've figured out how to manage it, right? These are all things, little things, or they may seem like little things that you may be putting up with, that you're just waiting for the right time or until you have time, which, spoiler alert, never happens, right? You're just kind of limping along because you think, well, it's not that bad, or it's just how it is. So what I've noticed with my clients is they go from, well, it's not that bad, or I've been putting up with it for 5, 10, 15 years, to at the end of working together, they say, wow, I didn't know I could feel this good. And that can be you too. Those little breakdowns in our lives can actually be a wake-up call. The car breaking down can be a sign to look at your relationship. The roof leaking can be a message about your health. Looking for those signs and synchronicities in your life can guide you to more and more places of health and wellness. And just to reiterate, health and wellness is big, right? It is your relationships. It is your job. It is your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, right? All of it. If I wouldn't have had the car accident I had when I was in graduate school and the subsequent chronic pain that I experienced, it would have taken me way longer to address my chronic stress, my poor habits that I had adopted as a 20-something and before. I am so grateful for it now, right? Those messages, that ability to see, it was a much bigger little something, gave me the opportunity to see that I could do something differently. And now I'm much healthier in my late 40s than I was in my early 20s. My point is to all of this is that this work is magical. It's magical. and I don't want you to miss it. You may not know how good you can feel, but I do. I know how good it can be for you, and I want to show you that you can be clear and certain and inspired in your life, that you can have more energy, that you can feel better. I'll hold that vision for you until you can hold it for yourself. I don't want you to miss the magic that is waiting for you. That feeling when the fridge is clean. It's so close. I can feel it. And if you tune in right now, if you just take a moment right now and feel into your body, I bet you can too. Okay, my dear magical ones, don't miss your magic. Don't put off those messages that life is sending to you. Those little things aren't so little. And you can feel better. And I can help. Reach out to me if you need a little support. Thank you so much for listening and for being here each week. It is such a joy for me to be able to be with you. Take good care of yourself. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Whole Body Upgrade. If you'd like to learn more about working with me, you can visit me on Facebook or Instagram or on my website, CenteredYou, that's CenteredYou.com. See you on the next episode of Whole Body Upgrade.